I'm Scott Weeden. I'm sitting at Judith Peak in central Montana with Sammy, and you're watching What I'm Doing Right Now.
Welcome to May in Montana. Katelyn,
Yeah,
what's the date today?
the 17th,
The 17th. What day are you editing?
the 16th.
The 16th.
Oh my god!
We're just looking at the footage from the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera that I shot yesterday, and there's no audio on this right now, but if you just play it, it jumps. It looks like it dropped a bunch of frames in there. Like we didn't cut it. It just randomly cuts to a different thing. Why don't cameras just work,
I don't know. At first I thought it was pluralized, but then I brought stuff in here to try and sync it myself. And I was like, oh, maybe pluralized was just like, I don't know what to do with this crap.
I did have the recorder set to record at the highest possible bit rate, and maybe just the SD card that I'm using and or the SDI cable that's connecting the camera to the recorder, maybe they just can't handle that much data. I don't know. Someday, I want technology to work.
Yeah, it's doing it on other ones.
So all of the clips from yesterday do that?
I won't say all of them, but at least the first three
I didn't change anything in settings between any of them.
doing the same thing.
That's poopy.
Yeah.
I'm going to hypothesize that some of the reason that I have problems with cameras and stuff like this is because we're basically trying to use high-end professional stuff in very not professional settings. But even still, I just want it to work. This is Abby's graduation, and they're live streaming it on the internet.
Well, it is an internet school.
An internet school? What does that mean?
Well, all our courses were online.
Huh.
I'll probably be corrected by her at some point, but that's what I thought it was.
When does she walk?
I don't know. I don't have a program.
Does she have her phone right now? Can you text her?
It's off.
Why? If I were graduating, I'd be texting away. I'd be redditing up a storm. Okay, this is a test of the camera setup that wasn't working. This is recording at the same codec that I was recording in that video. So the hypothesis is that it's dropping frames right now.
See.
Okay, I just moved the codec to the next quality level down, and we're testing it again. I'm gonna see if this is dropping frames. Here's the next one, next quality level down. Let's see if it's dropping any frames. Okay, so the previous three codecs were all DNx-HR. This is now a codec called DNx-HD, which is, in theory, not as good as DNx-HR. Maybe it won't drop frames. And yet again, this is the next level down. Checking for any frame droppage. Okay, this is back to DNx-HR, but it's not being wrapped in an MXF file anymore. It's now being wrapped as something else. I don't know what. We'll see if it's dropping frames or not. This is DNx-HR SQ. This is DNx-HR LB. I assume that means low bitrate. This is a ProRes codec. DNx-HD and DNx-HR are sort of like ProRes, but ProRes was an Apple thing for Apple computers, and DNx is a thing done by whatever company owns Avid. After putting all of that stuff in the computer and looking at it, it seems like DNx-HR SQ wrapped as an MOV, not an MXF, is the best codec that we can use on that recorder right now, and I suspect it has to do with the SD card that we have. This particular card that we got has a throughput of 150 megabytes per second, and I'm guessing that even though this is UHS 2, which has these extra contact points that allow for more data throughput, this is probably not fast enough still to handle the amount of data that those other codecs are trying to put out. That's my hypothesis, at least.
Hypothesis.
My hypothesis. So I'm going to set it back to DNx-HR SQ. And hopefully that means shooting with this thing without dropping frames. Today we had a business meeting where we went through our human resources, I guess, like the number of employees that we have and the number of hours that they have to work, and compared that to what we want to be accomplishing in the near future. And after some math, came up with that we are currently 3.5 employees short of what we need in the coming year. We don't know yet exactly what kind of employees we need, so that's the next step to figure out. But that means that probably in the relatively near future, we're going to be hiring more people. So get your resumes ready. So I'm now testing car vlogging with the DNX HR SQ codec wrapped as an MOV file. Do you think it'll drop frames?
I'm gonna bet that it'll be okay.
You're gonna bet that it's okay.
I'm gonna bet the paper crane I made last night.
You're gonna bet the paper crane that you made last night. How much is the paper crane worth?
To me, it's worth like $5.
Oh my. And just for kicks, I turned it down to DNX HR LB. See if this survives without dropping frames, if the other one did drop some frames. Man, focusing this lens is hard.
Your eyebrow was just
right there, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, the focus is so shallow that if I lean forward, I'm not... Whatever.
What makes a lens focus area deeper or shallower?
That's complicated.
Oh.
I just did a bunch of research on lenses because I really want to learn how to design my own lenses. And man, that's complicated.
Is that why lenses cost so much?
Yeah, if you think about like a really big anamorphic lens that you would use on Star Wars, those can be $80,000. But there's probably not $80,000 worth of glass and metal. A lot of that money is going toward the engineers who figured out how to arrange all of the glass inside that thing to get the really nice image at the back end.
Image out the back end.
Image at the back end. I still don't actually know what the bit rate of DNX HR LB versus DNX HR SQ are. I do really like the image quality that comes off this camera when the camera's working.
I wish it worked a little better in the dark, though.
Yeah, this camera's really bad in the dark. And like I was saying yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I don't remember.
Now that we're caught up with the vlog, it's everything just...
Shooting stuff for the vlog means that you're in very dynamic situations all day long. You're inside, you're outside, you're in quiet areas, you're in loud areas. You don't have a lot of control over what's happening. And so with this camera, the micro cinema camera, it doesn't have a screen on it. You have to plug another screen into it, like this thing. This is where I'm watching what's happening right now, to be able to access the menu functions. So like shooting outside like this, I have to get into the menu, change all the functions so that it looks not overexposed. And then if I go inside, I have to open up the menu again and set it so that you can see in the dark, or in the darker situation of an indoors environment. So this camera is very clearly designed for use in a situation where you're gonna set the settings once, and that's just always how they're gonna be.
Studio camera.
That's probably why it's called the micro studio camera. You are right. And if you're curious what this looks like from my point of view, I have this mounted to the windshield with this little suction cup. This is the anamorphic adapter on the front of the Lumix pancake lens, which is plugged into the camera itself, and the camera has this SDI cable coming out down here to this recorder. Dang!
Boom.
Oh.
Dang.
Boom. We ain't got much time left because it's getting dark. Mm-hmm. But are you ready for a jog?
Yeah.
Look how long and inviting this sidewalk is.
Mm-hmm. How far we can jog?
Yeah. Do you have any preferences about distance?
No, I was just gonna follow whatever you do, and if I get too tired, I'm gonna say stop.
Okay.
But pace and distance, it's up to you.
Okay. Well then here we go. Look how bizarrely wintry it looks in May. Montana's weird.